And we're live.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Woo.
Yay! We did it! Yay! Um, sorry everyone that this is a Friday episode. We pushed it back because I wanted to go see the new Fast and Furious movie yesterday.
Oh, is that why? I didn't actually know
That
why.
that is why. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My girlfriend was gonna be out of town. She actually just left, so we couldn't watch it Friday. And she's like, "Well, you can't go watch it without me." And I didn't want to wait all weekend, so I was like,
Sure.
"Luckily, they have a Thursday night showing, so we'll go to that."
Cool.
Uh, F9 is, and this is in the best way, that is such a stupid movie. Like, holy smokes.
I heard
I won't get
magnets.
into there's magnets. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The stunts are super fun and ridiculous. They take basically the idea that they established in Fast and Furious 6, where if you fall onto a car, you won't be hurt.
Makes sense.
And they
Yeah.
basically expand that rule to, it doesn't matter how far you fall. If you land on a car, you won't be hurt.
Yeah, that's science. It's like falling from a height in water. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, cars are really soft.
Yeah.
One of the
obviously.
weirdest parts of that movie is, and again, I'm not going deep into spoilers. This is just one weird kind of joke that pops up. Tyrese, he starts to realize that none of the crew like can die.
What?
Oh, so
Yeah,
he,
Like, as in they are indestructible, or that they like shouldn't die?
like they're invincible. He
Like,
starts to realize
it's getting
there's this
meta.
weird, yeah, literally,
Yeah.
literally, there's this meta storyline going on behind the scenes for a bit of it, where Tyrese is like, "Look at my jacket; it's full of bullet holes. There's not a scratch on me."
That's pretty great. Okay.
It's weird how much they like go into the fact where it's like, maybe it's more than just luck. Maybe we're invincible. Think of the stuff we've been able to do.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty ridiculous. It's also basically a Captain America movie in terms of how strong Vin Diesel is at this point.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, there was the fights with him versus The Rock before and whatnot, but it's straight up just like, did he just pull down like a building? No, I think he just pulled down a building with his bare
Okay.
hands.
Great.
It's stupid. It's so many of the reasons for things happening, they literally are just like, nah, don't worry about it. Like, nah, don't worry about it. And it's like, wait, what? How did you? Okay, what? It's convenient. There's plot holes everywhere, but at the same time, like, I know people have been saying it for years that like, oh, they know how silly they're getting and they're kind of leaning into it. They are like past that. They have like looped around. That movie is so stupid, but in the best way I can possibly say. So if you're a Fast and Furious fan, you kind of need to see this one. I mean, you're gonna see it no matter what if you're a fan.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Cool.
say it's the best one. It's definitely not the worst one. It's kind of in the middle there. It's on the higher end of the middle, I would put it.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, it's pretty silly. So look for an enjoyable time. I'll say that.
Sounds pretty good. Yeah.
What have you guys been up to in the last week?
Nothing. Nothing in particular, I would say.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Just work.
Yep.
I started watching Ubisoft's Mythic Quest.
Okay.
I don't like that show.
That's fine. I really like that show, and I'm excited for every episode.
Weird. I'm because I kept hearing good things about it. I hate like every character in that show.
Do you like It's Always Sunny? I'm just curious.
I have not seen It's Always Sunny.
Okay. It's pretty similar. Like, I would say It's Always Sunny is, like, not hindered by the fact that it's trying to be somewhat, like, mainstream, though. Like, they get into some pretty serious shit in that show. And they go a little far sometimes, but it's very similar humor-wise.
Okay, yeah, it's. I mean, some of the humor was good. The jokes were fine. It's mostly just the characters. like so many of them, I was just like, I hope this character isn't around for very long. But I'm saying that about like 3 of the main characters. And I'm
Yeah,
like, oh man.
like they're probably going to be around the whole time.
Like the assistant, that girl. Oh man, I dislike that girl.
Yeah, she she has like an arc in the second season that kind of like redeems why she's such a piece of shit a little bit, but like she's kind of unbearable in a lot of scenes. I don't disagree.
Yeah, she's not great. Yeah, so many of the characters. I don't need to go into why I dislike each of the characters.
For sure.
I also do think it's funny how the game they're making is a weird mix of Assassin's Creed and For Honor.
Yeah, anytime there's like a moment where they have to show part of the game or there's a transition, it's just straight up taken from an Ubisoft game.
Yeah, but like a really like bad version, like
Yeah.
a bad looking version of
Like
it.
maybe like an alpha build they had videos laying around of or something.
Yeah, exactly. Which is odd because like this is Ubisoft's like media production company, right?
I think
Like
Yeah.
so.
the ones that did Assassin's Creed, the one that is just put out Werewolves Within, which I understand is
Oh, right.
like surprisingly great for a movie based on a VR game of a social game.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you would think they could just be like, here's some cutscenes. Like we have all this great tech, as opposed to just here's like the ugliest thing we could throw together for you guys. I don't know.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know how much more of a Mythic Quest I'm gonna watch, but
Yeah, like if you're not feeling it by, I would say like 2 or 3 episodes in, it doesn't change like at all.
yeah, I think I watched like 4 or 5. So
Yeah, you could probably
we're
stop.
probably not going back to that.
Sure. Loki continues to be pretty great.
I have not seen episode 3.
You need to get on that at some point, for sure.
I'm going to. I wanted to. We were busy, and then my girlfriend's out of town this weekend, and she won't let me watch it without her. So I have to wait till next week, unfortunately. But
then you get 2 in a row, so that's pretty neat.
then I get 2 in a row. Yeah, that'll be pretty nice for sure.
And it'll be nice with the way this one ends to get another one right after. So that would be great.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I'm glad to hear it keeps it like it holds up for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the top 10 perspective for June 25th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And Paul, what have you been playing?
I've been playing what might be the worst game of the year so far in a lot of regards. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, and it's kind of a bummer for a bunch of reasons. And I'm so glad seeing I played this like the night before it came out because it was on Game Pass, or like it released a little bit early. And I was just like, oh god, I hope this isn't one of those situations where like I'm the asshole for not liking this or something. I'm glad to see that most people see what I see, because that game is, oh boy, that game is unfinished feeling in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I booted this up.
Yeah.
And I played the tutorial, of which I did not enjoy my time with the tutorial.
Yeah.
I'm playing the archer.
Yeah, Calibur or whatever. I can't remember.
Something like that, which was also kind of cumbersome in what they were asking me to do for the tutorial. But anyways, my buddy and I finished the tutorial, and we're like, all right, let's play together. It wouldn't allow us.
Yeah.
And then every time we did the whole Xbox like join game, because it was highlighted, and usually if you can't join the game, if you do it from the system level, it's grayed out. But it was highlighted, and every time we would click it, it would launch a different game.
Yeah. So
we didn't play any. We just left. We're like, well, let's wait until this game gets patched, I guess.
the first thing that's a problem is that there's no lobby system in this game at all. Somebody has to create a session, and then people can join that session. So if you're just matchmaking with randos, it's kind of okay. If you want to play with people that you're friends with, like, you know, a multiplayer game, usually you want to play with people you have to go through the system level stuff. We found that it sometimes just doesn't work at all because it can't find the other person for whatever reason. Like you said, it creates a new session anytime that, like, you're creating a game with somebody. After you finish a mission, it boots you both back into a single player session automatically. You can't stay in one together.
That's insane.
It's fucking terrible. So the party system just in general is fucking terrible for this game that is meant to be a 4-player co-op game. If you play solo, it's boring but manageable. But it's definitely meant to play with people. So the fact that they don't have that right is garbage. And even playing with randos, there's weird desync like all the time. But you can't really tell if it's desync or just bad hitboxing because there's bad hitboxing on everything to the point where you can be nowhere near a flame trap and just take damage because it decided that like you were close enough or something, or like spikes or whatever. And that's not usually a bad thing necessarily if they don't almost insta kill you when you step on them. The enemies are fucking terrible. They're stupid. If you play a like the ranger class or whatever, like a ranged class, you can just like stay out of their aggro range and they'll like run toward you and then run away from you when they get too close, and you can just like take them out by yourself. Or you can play a melee class and they will never fucking die because they are just like consistently healing and they are meant to be taken down with a group. Like everything about this game is bad, really. The things that are good about it is I love the setting. Like I love Icewind Dale and Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I like the environments, and like that's kind of it. That's kind of it. Everything about the game fucking sucks, and that's such a bummer to me.
I mean, at least it's on Game Pass, so we didn't pay anything for it, really.
Yeah, right, exactly. If you don't get it on Game Pass, it is a $40 game, and I feel so bad if you did that. Try to get a refund, I guess.
Yeah.
There's also just weird things that are like, you fucked this up, dog. Like, one of the characters is Drist, right? The most famous Dungeons and Dragons character in the world, the ranger. You level up his dexterity, and he doesn't gain damage like you would a D&D character. Like, you have... Because even though in D&D you would level up his dexterity to like increase his damage, you still have to like increase strength or something, because this game ties all damage to one certain stat and not like different stats for the different class. It's so fucked up. Like everything about it is wrong and bad, and it's such a fucking bummer because I didn't have like huge expectations for this, but I had some. It has the Dungeons and Dragons logo right on it and the Wizards of the Coast stuff, but apparently they went the Warhammer direction and just let any idiot make a game with their name on it now, so that sucks.
Yeah, I was literally thinking before you said that, I was like, I don't know, when I see Dungeons and Dragons on it, I kind of just think Warhammer, and then my eyes glaze over.
Well, Warhammer is like known for just letting anybody make whatever with their name on it, so you get stuff like this with Warhammer's name on it all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. It's such a bummer, especially because I really liked Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance back in the day on like the Xbox and PS2. Play with a buddy. It's just like a good Diablo-like game, and they tarnished that reputation now too. I don't know, such a bummer. The other game is Pokemon Unite has a Japanese technical beta going on right now. Well, they're probably done now because it was the 24th to the 26th Japan time. So I've been playing that on the Switch to try that out. And that game is way better when your thumbs aren't covering up 20% of the screen as you're trying to play it. So that's cool. Also a bigger screen and everything.
Which game is this?
This is League of Legends Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's the same as on the phone, but better because controller, big screen. I had some syncing issues because it's a Japanese stress test, so of course that was going to happen, and that's a little frustrating, but otherwise I'm looking forward to when that game is actually out here and I can play it normally with people, and yeah, that continues to be a pretty fun thing. But that is all I've been playing.
Right on. John, I played a little bit about what you're about to talk to, Ratchet and Clank.
Yep, I finished it.
I actually didn't play much of it at all this week. I did play the next section, and I beat the centipede flying robot boss.
Okay, so you're on that planet. All right.
Yeah, I just want to say that boss fight was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That was so enjoyable when you're like racing along. You have to like jump onto its back. That was so much fun.
Yeah, no, that game has fun set pieces, which is not surprising considering they did a lot of good set pieces on Spider-Man, and Ratchet
Yeah.
and Clank's always had decent set pieces in the past. I really liked it. It was fun. I actually, when I beat it, you unlock a new mode, so I tried that out for a little bit too. And since I already knew the layout of the game and knew where all the secrets were, I didn't need to worry as much. So I was just kind of jamming through things faster. I think it took me
It's the
like an
new
hour and a
mode.
half.
That's
It's
like a
called
spoiler.
challenge mode. Like, there's not really. So what happens is you beat the game, and it gives you one more gun. So that's how you get the all guns achievement. Is the last gun is hidden in the new mode, and you can also over level your guns. Like in the main game, your guns all level up to level 5 and they become a new model with new attacks.
Right.
In challenge mode, you give me level to level 10. They don't change into anything else, but you can level them up. As far as I can tell, I didn't finish the mode. There's no other difference. There's no extra feature other than just leveling them up. But oh yeah, and you can there's a multiplier you can get on your bolts. So if there's anything you didn't buy in your first playthrough, your challenge mode will make sure you can. So
Okay.
like the more enemies you hit and kill without getting hit yourself, the higher your multiplier will be. The highest I managed to get it to was times 15. But it seems like I don't think there's any real cap on it. It's just if you get hit, it goes back to times 1.
Right on.
Yeah. No, it was a fun game. I might sit down and play through the rest of challenge mode while it's still pretty fresh in my mind. But I've got the platinum, so I'm otherwise done with the game.
Nice. And good the whole way through? You liked how the story went?
Story was a bit predictable at times, but I mean, it's a Ratchet and Clank game. That's not really what you go to it for. Uh, it was fun. All the cutscenes were fun. All the characters are fun. Just goofy characters. A lot of fan service for people who who played the original games and recognize the old characters. But yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Nice. Right on.
Would recommend.
Cool. All right, back to a bad game. I played through all of Zombie Army 4.
Why?
This is on Game Pass, and I needed a new co-op game.
Yeah.
This is for those who don't know the Zombie Army, and I had to like look this up as we were playing it. These were side modes in those Sniper Elite
Sniper
games.
Elite. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
and
bad
2
Left
of
4
those.
Dead.
Yeah,
Or
well,
Killing
as
Floor.
everything slowly becomes a Left 4 Dead, I'm just getting it in front of that.
Yeah.
So the first 2 zombie armies were side modes in the Sniper Elite, and then they came out with a like a collection trilogy that included the first 2 and the unreleased 3rd game, and then they came out with this as a standalone. So this is kind of a weird thing. This game, like you can just have like auto matchmaking. People can join a game while you're playing. We never had not like a full 4 squad happening. People are playing Zombie Army 4 all the time.
Yeah.
They love it. They can't get enough of it. This game sucks. It looks bad. It plays extremely bad. Like half the time, I'm like holding down the right bumper to target, throw a grenade, and it just like unloads all of my grenades for some reason. I don't know.
Cool.
The guns feel terrible. And they specifically, like, if you play like the horde mode, they give you like the worst guns at the beginning. So if you don't like the guns you're playing through the campaign, you know, it only gets worse. So enjoy it while you can. But it is complete, absolute nonsense. That's kind of why you're there for. It is like man-eater levels of this concept is dumb fun. This is a B movie plot out of nowhere. There's zombie sharks that just jump out of the water at you. Um, every now and then a zombie tank shows up and you have to fight that. Those suck, by the way. They're super annoying. But yeah, it is Left 4 Dead. They have an equivalent of like the witch that you need to be quiet by.
Right.
And if you're playing with less than 4 people, every now and then, if someone gets like a real precise headshot, it'll do like the slow-mo zoom in on that so you can watch them do that. I'm assuming it doesn't do it if you're in a 4-person game because it would just happen too often. But they do it with a 3-person game, which is odd. Anyways, I played through the whole campaign. I played some of the horde mode, which is surprisingly difficult. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done with it at the moment.
Sure.
That it's just so dumb. It's on Game Pass if you're looking for a Left 4 Dead on Game Pass. Zombie Army 4 is there. Spoilers, you get to kill Zombie Hitler
Yeah.
Again.
again,
Again.
which I understand you killed Zombie Hitler before in the Zombie Army universe. So I guess you kill Hitler, you kill Zombie Hitler, and then he comes back again and you kill him again. I don't know. It's weird. You get an electric punch as one of your melee attacks. It's just a weird game, man. Super weird. I will say though, it didn't go weird enough. There's a whole level about being in a zoo. There's like no zombie animals in there. Like, how do you not do that?
Missed opportunity for sure. Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
come on, we're going through a zoo. And they've already established there are zombie sharks swimming in the rivers around here. No zombie animals. I don't know.
Stupid.
I don't know. I jumped in and played some Soul Calibur 6 because it is leaving Game Pass next week, and I was like, man, I never played through that story mode. I gotta know what's happening with the latest Soul Calibur. The story mode in Soul Calibur 6 is garbage. It is so bad. Like,
Yeah.
holy smokes. There's actually 2 story modes though. There's like the main story where you just play, where it's like a 45-minute long thing where you play like as Keelik and Maxi a couple times, and you basically get like your initial story. You know, you fight Nightmare. It's almost like an arcade mode. Then they have like a whole RPG system where you get like loot and stuff, and you have like a created character. So I made like a blue skeleton who was traveling around for some reason. I don't know. There's so much. They wrote so much for this game that I do not care about. I just couldn't play more than like maybe 4 hours of it before I was just like, I'm not going to see the end of this thing. But there's a lot there if you want to sink your teeth into it. I don't think you should. But it looks good. Soul Calibur games play fine, and that was good enough for me.
Yeah. Agreed.
The shining bright light though of my week is I've been playing a whole bunch of Knockout City.
That game's really good. I wish you were
Yeah.
around to talk about it when I played it.
So I played this basically when it came out, and I've been on and off kind of playing it.
Sure.
And I just played like a bunch in the last week because I needed something good in my life. So
Okay.
So I felt like I'll play a bunch of this and I'll talk about this. Have you completely stopped playing it, Paul? Are you done with it?
It's not that I'm done with it. It's just that I'm playing other stuff, really, and not focusing on
This
it.
game launched free to play, and then they changed to it is now. No, they launched being, hey, it's free to play for 2 weeks, and then we're going to charge people.
Yeah.
And then they changed that within the 2 weeks to be like, actually, it's going to be free forever up to level 25. I think that's
makes
currently where it's
sense.
at. It is also on Game Pass, so I guess
Yeah.
if you're an Xbox or a PC player with Game Pass, it's just free for you forever. But if you're on anything else, you can only play up to level 25.
Yeah, because it's part of
played a
the
bunch.
EA thing. So if you have that, it's also part of that.
Right. Yes, it is EA. I'm like level 60 something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I played a whole bunch of this. This is Dodgeball, where you can tackle people. And it's like really good. Like it is surprisingly, there's a depth to how you can like throw. You can have curve shots, lob shots. You can throw your own teammates. You can throw them as bombs and stuff. Like there's surprisingly a lot in there.
Yeah.
This week they added a new event. It's something about summer. It's like hot summer season or whatever. So, and I actually think this is like the laziest way they could have done anything. But there's a bunch of popsicles in every stage now, and you can collect them all. Which for the first couple days basically meant everyone starts the mode, and for the first round, everyone's collecting popsicles and not fighting. And then people slowly start fighting each other once they have all the popsicles, or they can't find anything else. You collect the popsicles, you get like tickets, and then there's like a whole new shop where you can unlock some stuff. And there's some pretty cool emotes you can get. I think that's one of the best things about this game is there like the fashion in there and the intro poses you can unlock are all like extremely good. Like right now, I bought one of the like theme specific intros. So when it shows our team, basically like a beach chair falls down. My character falls into the beach chair and gets like a coconut drink in their hand. That's awesome. My MVP, if I'm the MVP of a match and my team wins, like a waterfall comes down, and then me on like a tube comes down and like swims towards the screen off the camera. It's just it's pretty good. It looks pretty great. It's kind of crazy that it's free. That like, I definitely recommend checking it out. At least the first 25 levels for sure. I don't know how much it is to actually buy it, but I would not be surprised if it went actual free to play forever. I can just see this
it
kind of
probably
happening.
should. It's one of those games that should just be free. Free to 25
And having
is fine.
having it come from EA, who also published that Rocket Arena game, which I'm not sure the state of that, but I remember saying that thing should have been free to play. This is just such a much better game than that. Like, I'm surprised Rocket Arena never picked up. This is just way better. So I'm glad this one picked up for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that's Knockout City.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing else I wanted to mention, I should have brought them in, is I bought those like official Xbox branded headset
Oh, okay.
that they came out with like a month or two ago, and I just want to say that thing is pretty great. It has like the dual Bluetooth feature in there, so I can connect it to my Xbox and my phone at the same time and like listen to a podcast while I'm playing, which is extremely great. So thumbs up on those from me.
Cool.
Let's do some news.
News again? All right.
There's not a lot
did
of
things
news.
happen?
Not much really happened, and some of this is even a little older that I still wanted to bring up though.
Okay.
The Metroid series tops the Wii U's eShop after Dread got announced.
Sure.
Specifically, Zero Mission and Fusion are at the top of the list now on the Wii U.
Good. Fusion's one of my favorite ones.
I thought the Wii U eShop like closed down or something. Is that
The Wii's did, not the Wii U's.
Yeah.
okay?
Although I was wondering the same thing too. I thought like, well, didn't it? No.
All right, but anyways, people got excited for some side-scrolling Metroid, and those are the top of the charts. I think they're like $8, so that might just be something to do. If you really want those, yeah. I don't know if it's enough for me to plug my Wii U in, but that's an option.
Fair.
Sega is reportedly turning Sonic the Hedgehog into a VTuber and wants to open up a theme park.
Great.
Why not?
Sega's art director, I'm gonna butcher this name, Kazuyuki Hoshino. They're working hard to turn Sonic the Hedgehog into a VTuber, which I guess makes sense. I don't know. Would that excite you guys? Would you watch an official Sonic VTuber stream?
No.
Is it actually like Roger Craig Smith doing the voice? I would at least watch once to be curious about it.
It's probably
no word.
somebody that they pay to just be their puppet, essentially.
I feel like if they do that, though, it's not going to be interesting. You're not going to get fans invested. So
Agreed.
But would you get kids who don't care?
Yes.
Yeah.
All VTubers get kids that don't care.
Here's my guess. I bet it's going to be some person who we don't know the name of them, because that's the point. They're going to be the one actually doing kind of the mocap. Yeah,
his name is
they're going to get the real. They're going to
Mr. the Hedgehog.
They're going to get actual the Sonic that shows up in the Olympics game.
Yeah,
they're going to get that guy. Which I saw a headline this last week from the Fanbyte about how in that game you can play as Sonic, but he wears like shoes during judo, and apparently that's like fucked up.
That is kind of fucked up.
And all I'm saying is, show us Sonic's feet.
Oh, that is Pandora's box I do not want opened.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
They're cowards. This is an official Olympic sport, and you're gonna break the dress code? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No. Winners take their shoes off. You know what I'm saying? What were we talking about?
I don't know.
I don't want to know anymore.
Oh yeah, so they're gonna get some random person to be Sonic, and then they're just gonna have like a voice button for him to like shout Sonic reactions in like the proper voice anytime he does something, you know, in a game, or I don't know, right? It'll just be like, "Whoa, chili dogs!" And then the chat will blow up with, "Oh, gotta mash that chili dog emote." That's what it's gonna be.
So
Yeah.
This is basically the same as what Chuck E. Cheese did by the sounds of it, because Chuck E. Cheese made Chuck E. Cheese into a VTuber.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm curious though, like, do those make you money or is it all purely just an ad? Like, are people gonna go to this Sonic Twitch account and subscribe?
Probably.
Why would you do that?
Same reason you subscribe to anyone else. You like the content, you want the emotes, etc., etc.
You want the emotes, I guess. I feel like at that one you're at least saying, "Oh, I like this person. I'm happy to like put some money in their pocket." This is Sonic the Hedgehog. He doesn't have pockets.
Lineback in chat says they've already shown off the VTuber, and yeah, his Japanese voice actor is doing the voice. No word on any English VA yet.
But I'm curious, is he actually like talking, or is it just like a
He would
just
actually be
hitting
talking.
buttons?
He
like
is the
reaction
button.
sounds?
He is the button. It's the voice actor. He would be talking.
Well, I'm saying, did they just record some lines that they can pre-play? Okay, yes, he is talking. They're saying, all right, well, there you go.
Yeah.
They also stated the team's next goal is to open up a Sonic theme park due to the success of the recent Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Here's the question: would it be Ben Schwartz as the voice? Because a lot of people know Ben Schwartz as the Sonic voice now, and I bet I could see Ben Schwartz doing this.
For a theme park, sure.
No, for the VTuber, I could see him do this.
I don't know.
He does cartoons. I could see him doing it.
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
What would you want at a Sonic the Hedgehog theme park?
Chili dogs.
Yeah.
Chili dogs. Okay, sure. Like a loop-de-loop that you can run around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a life-size Eggman Mean Bean machine.
That would be kind of great.
It would actually be good. Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah. And, they're walking around and there's chows there. You can probably buy like a chow plush.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shadow has 2 guns at all times.
Yep. All right.
You're selling me on this. You're doing great.
Well, now I'm thinking maybe there's like a Shadow the Hedgehog ride that's like that Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland where you get a gun and you're like shooting stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And Shadow's there and he's like, I'm the hyper Shadow now. Shadow's big line.
Life form.
Yeah, I'm the ultimate life form. I don't know if I'd go to a Sonic the Hedgehog theme park. It'd probably be expensive, and I could spend my money at Disneyland, which I already don't go to very often.
If it ended up actually being good, sure, I'd go. If it's just,
I bet it'll be like a
fine.
It'll be a fine theme park. First off, I don't think it'll happen. 2, though, if it did happen, I bet it would be a fine theme park. It'll have a roller coaster that's painted blue. Everything's probably painted blue.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, this was a fine roller coaster, and that kid's wearing a Sonic the Hedgehog hat, and that'll be kind of your time. Cyberpunk 2077 is now available on the PlayStation Store for the first time since they took it off.
Hooray!
They do, however, specifically say though, we still recommend you not play it on an original PS4.
Yeah.
I recommend the PS5 or the Pro.
That makes sense.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly.
I kind of want to pick it up just because of that, but also I don't want to buy it. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, eventually it'll probably get patched to be fine. Like I'm gonna assume they're gonna keep working on it. Along the same vein, Microsoft is gonna stop offering Cyberpunk refunds next month.
The fact that they still are is insane to me. Because if you haven't got your refund now, you're taking advantage of people that wanted their refund got it within the first month. The fact
I don't know. Again, I didn't look too much into this. I'm not sure if you can just like get a refund no matter what if you have the game, or if it's like, did you buy it in the last 2 weeks? Yes, we will give you a refund, no questions asked. Did you buy it back in November? No, we're not going to give you that refund.
Mm-hmm.
That'll end on July 6th. So I don't know who's buying Cyberpunk right now.
They did push 2 giant updates, one of which was last week that fixed a lot of shit.
They have
Yeah.
been fixing it quite a bit, and that's kind of the reasons for both of these things happening.
Totally.
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto likes,
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto Online for the PS3 and 360 is going to shut down in December of this year.
Sure. Yeah.
It was still running? Wow.
Still
okay.
running. Yep. It's weird to even think about those games, like specifically GTA 5 and GTA Online, someone playing it on a 360.
Like today, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
And then clearly some people must be doing it if it's still up.
Totally.
They're going to
I
close
bet
it
a
on the
lot of
16th.
people are.
Yeah, well, not enough that they're getting enough money out of it for like the cost of,
Totally.
I guess, the servers to run on those on their
Yeah.
like dusty old machines that Rockstar has in a closet somewhere for like the handful of people that are like just going nuts with this bad connection.
They have a Windows XP server just in the corner or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's
for
like
those
this
people.
holds 24 people max, but that's okay because only 24 ever log in at one time.
Exactly.
And they're all based out of this one town in Denmark for some reason. I don't know. It's just yeah. If you're still playing GTA Online on a 360, write in and tell us what that experience is like.
Your days are numbered.
I'm so curious. I'm actually curious if you have access to all the content that the people on like the Xbox One and PC have. Like, can you play like the casino expansion that came out? I would love to know how hampered that experience is. Fun fact: I've only played GTA 5 on a 360.
Yeah.
I think I've played it on every platform but at this point.
PAX West 2021 is going to happen in person in Seattle this September.
Okay.
Sure.
Is it limited or is it full blown?
I think they've said full blown.
I think they have said full
Interesting.
blown. I believe they have said they're going to be following like healthcare safety protocols, which around here that could mean anything from please social distance to you can take your mask off if you promise you're vaccinated and we'll just trust you.
I wonder if they're going with the idea of, well, you had time to get vaccinated. Fuck you if you haven't, die, I guess. Like, it's kind of weird that they're like, full blown. We're just open now. Not even limited. It's interesting. Interesting choice.
It is odd. They did say like, look, if things get bad closer to the date, we will switch it to an online one like we did for PAX East. PAX East would have happened a few weeks ago.
Man,
it has instead been changed to PAX Online, which is happening next month.
they're gonna like try their best to not, even if something does happen. That's a lot of money thrown away if that happens.
Well, I'm curious for a couple of reasons. One, I remember last year there was a lot of these events saying we're still gonna go on up to like the last minute. Then they changed their mind, and the rumor was kind of like, oh, they have to say they're doing it because if they just cancel, they're not going to get a bunch of money back. They need to wait for the city to shut things down
I see.
so that they don't get penalized. I wonder if that's happening again. I would assume not, since cases are so low here in the States at the moment.
Sure.
My bigger thought for everyone listening is who's ready to go to a full-blown PAX right now? Like mentally.
I mean, I've wanted to
I've
be...
had a number of people actually ask if we're going and running a panel. So people want to do this.
Well, would you go, John?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to PAX West.
Paul, would you go to PAX West?
Dude, I haven't wanted to go to a convention for the last 5 years. I don't want to be around that many people.
That's the thing, like, you already would get sick. I know, John, you get sick like almost every convention
all
you go
the
to.
fucking time. Yeah.
And what if it was just COVID this time? Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't imagine, and it could just be me. Like, I'm not brave enough. I couldn't do it. There's no way. I need to like ease myself back into a convention before I could do this.
Yeah, we're already talking about like the earliest we might do is MagFest, which is like January of next year.
And that's if things obviously keep going down the way they are.
Yeah. Like we're probably gonna do travel for like work and doing YouTube videos and stuff and like that, but like
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
cons, we're probably not ready for a while.
Yeah. Cons are kind of
I just-
disgusting. Honestly.
Oh, they certainly are.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the last one I went to PAX South right before the pandemic hit. But even then, I even said to my girlfriend, because it was kind of like her first game convention, I was like, okay, so like, look, there's gonna be like a lot of sweaty people there. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But let's go buy some. And we even stopped on the way to the convention to pick up hand sanitizer.
Yep.
And I was like, we're gonna play some games and we're gonna put hand sanitizer on after every controller we touch.
Yep. True.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna go this year. I would need to build myself up to that. It's even like I hear so many people being like excited for concerts and stuff, and it's like I just don't think I could mentally like be that condensed with people right now and just be like okay and comfortable enough to enjoy like anything.
Yeah, like was it Foo Fighters did a sold out concert at Madison Square Garden? I think this week.
Oh, really? Wow.
Is that true?
Yeah.
At least that's outside. No, Madison Square Garden is
No,
not outside.
it's inside.
That's
Yeah.
inside. Sorry. Yes, duh. Yeah, I don't know. I guess good luck. You're going to PAX. Is it worth it? That's all I gotta ask. Why is that worth it? Anyway, let's do some questions. We've got a bit of a backlog of questions because E3 happened. If you weren't paying attention,
Oh, right.
if you want to send in a question, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's PO Box. Before I read this one, John, did you get Mario Golf?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I picked it up. I haven't played it yet, but I did pick it up.
Same deal. I basically got home right before the podcast, so I've installed it and that's it.
Nice. Christopher asks, what are your favorite and least favorite character select screens?
Okay.
Favorite probably Marvel vs. Capcom 2, just simply because of I'm gonna take you for a ride. But it's
Yeah.
also my least favorite because it has like 70 fucking portraits on it, and some characters can't tell who's who.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can't really think about least favorite other than some of the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff because there's just too much.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the games that well, it's like I don't even know what I'm looking at. Who's the basic character? Who's the Mario of this one?
Yeah. Man, I've never. I don't like how Smash does it with like the token and stuff and the hand. Like, I don't like that character select screen at all.
That's fair.
I'm just not a big fan of on console trying to replicate like a mouse.
Yeah, that's
happened
mainly
so
it.
much. Just even in just like menus and stuff. Like Destiny does that, Assassin's Creed does that. I just kind of hate that. I'd rather just like button over, like highlight the frame.
Yeah, I think that's mainly it for me too.
I like Metal Slug does a fun thing where when you pick the character, like their portrait does like a stupid goofy face. I've always liked those.
It's nice.
Okay, that's
Sure.
pretty good.
Right on.
I really can't think of much else otherwise.
I liked in Ninja Turtles arcade just like the four cuts or the rectangles and you choosing like lights up their color. I just thought that was really cool looking.
Cowabunga.
Such a good game. God, I love those games. The beat 'em ups. All right, I'm going to grab this next question from Matthew. Is a calzone a sandwich?
The calzone sandwich.
Does a taco count? Because it's the same style, essentially.
But
No.
a calzone is fully closed, so it's more of like a pork bun.
Right. There is a correct answer, and it's no. And I can't remember what it's considered. It's actually considered something else. I'm trying to remember what it is now.
I feel like feel like a sandwich has to have like openings, right?
Yeah, I mean, usually because of the sides. So,
Yeah.
although a submarine sandwich it barely does.
It's still open, like it folds open, right? And you put the stuff in it.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
sealing it shut.
That's what
the
it
calzone
is.
is sealed shut.
Decoy Troy actually has it. It's considered like a meat pie or a stuffed bread, which is like
I
an
guess
actual...
it would be a pie then. It
More of
yeah.
a yeah. I like kind of considering it as a pie for sure.
Yeah.
Now, if you took 2 calzones and put anything in between them,
That's a
then
sandwich.
you had yourself a sandwich. That's a sandwich.
Yeah.
Calzones are great. But you know, they have the problem of like the hot pocket of
Yep.
being like way too hot on the inside, and then your mouth just disintegrates.
Yep.
And then you got burnt mouth like all night, maybe some of the next day. And it's like, why did I? So you get to the point where you're like, I'm gonna be a smart person. I'm gonna cut my pizza pocket open, and it's like,
Yep.
well, what are you even doing? If you cut a calzone open, and you're just having a pizza. Just order a pizza. That's great too. Why are you ordering a calzone?
Also, a lot of bread. Whereas pizza, you get a good ratio of toppings and bread.
Is it not the same amount, just folded over and sealed?
I think it's more bread because it's thicker usually.
Well, as I was saying, the calzone, you could make it thicker. You could just keep filling it up.
Yeah, but they
like
don't.
You could get a sphere, right?
Right, but they don't.
Like I'm thinking of think of like a perfect sphere of dough, and on the inside you have like a 10-inch diameter ball of sauce. You're just gonna bite into.
Actually disgusting.
You're gonna need a spoon for this,
Deep
and it's gonna be somewhat of a stew in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you better bring like 2 spoons.
You need 2 spoons. One
kind of like a
hold it.
jawbreaker. It's like a jawbreaker.
Yeah. So is a calzone a jawbreaker?
Who ordered a pizza ball? God, that would suck. Honestly, how is that not a thing that like Pizza Hut is down? This summer, here's the pizza ball from Pizza Hut. All your favorite toppings.
Pizza Hut has done calzones. They were called P-zones. You could order instead of a pizza.
Sure. I guess like delivering that to someone would be hard.
Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah.
Kevin writes in and says, how long should it take for something to become public domain? I'm asking because I recently found out that copyright originally lasted only 28 years. I probably would have said like 30 years. Yeah.
Isn't it like 70 right now?
It's whatever Disney wants it to be.
Yeah, it's basically whatever Disney says, and then no one actually knows the real thing, so they're like, well, we trust you. You wouldn't lie to us, right, Uncle D?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's around 70 years right now.
I guess my question is like, I feel like if you invented something, why would anyone get access to it ever?
Well, okay, like renew the copyright then in that case.
Right.
Like copyright renewal should be a thing, but...
Yep. And then when you die, it goes into public domain after, because you can't renew it.
Like Dracula is public domain, apparently.
You
just put Dracula in whatever you want.
Sherlock Holmes, I believe, is public domain.
No, it extremely is not.
Oh, interesting.
No, it's quite the opposite. The Sherlock Holmes like family or the estate,
the Arthur Conan Doyle estate,
super protective.
They're super
they're super protective about it.
Yeah,
that's why that new Phoenix Wright game has was it Hemlock Sholmes or was it Sherlock Sholmes?
Sholmes, yeah. If they're so protective about it, why do those Robert Downey Jr. movies suck?
They paid them
because they're not protective enough. Also, I like the second movie.
I couldn't tell you anything that happens in any of those except
I literally remember the end of the movie where he's like disguised as a couch. I remember that part.
I actually remember that part too. It's like the one part I saw.
The only part I remember is they run through a forest and there's a bunch of slow motion like gunshots happening with the trees. That is it.
Sounds cool.
John, you want to read the second one?
Oh, right. There was 2 parts. Sorry. What are some games you enjoyed more the second time you played it?
I'll let you know when I find out.
Yeah, there was some recent example, but I can't think of it right now.
Oh, I love going back in the Metal Gear series after my first playthrough and doing like their extreme or European extreme without being seen and stuff. I find that really fun. Just like I got the story the first time around on normal and then going back in and just like trying to perfect it mechanically.
I feel like if I'm playing through a game a second time, it's usually to like show someone the game.
Does New Game Plus count? Because some games get better in New Game Plus.
Yeah, New Game Plus counts.
I would
Okay,
count that.
both Nier games have been great
Oh.
every other time.
Like, are you including like the second or third playthrough of like Automata? Because I don't think that counts.
Okay. Nier Replicant, you play through that game, literally the same shit a lot. So I'm counting that though, I guess.
Okay.
Because you get some new stuff, so gotta see that. Gotta see that new thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not. If it's like Automata, the reason I
It's
wouldn't
not.
count it is
It's
because,
literally the same play again with a new cutscene, essentially.
I mean, Automata has that the second time. It's pretty much the same game, and it sucks. But I feel like the whole playing through it, like the 5 chunks or whatever, is like the whole contained. This is the game kind of thing.
In that game, yes. In Replicant, it's literally the same game. Again and again.
I played through Asura's Wrath to show a friend it. That was pretty fun. I played through Life is Strange 2, or Life is Strange the first one a second time. To show my girlfriend that. That was pretty fun.
Hitman series in the chat is a great call. I love playing those missions different times and trying different things.
Yeah, that almost doesn't count because the whole point of the game is like playing it again. That's almost like saying like this roguelike. Oh yeah, the second time I started up a run, it was great. Hitman games are just great though. Okay, Cody writes in, Microsoft Flight Simulator has a physical edition for PC. I want everyone to take a guess at how many discs the game comes on. We actually talked about this in news when this game was coming out.
I was actually going to say, I think I know this
7,
answer.
wasn't it?
No, it's like 12. It's a
like
dumb
12
number.
It's like 20 or 12 or something like that. It's way more than 7.
I'm almost sure it's 12 because that's...
But it looks like you didn't bring the white text in.
Oh. All right, let me quickly go into the email.
So for those not looking at the doc, it says the answer is below in white text, so you need to highlight it. But
Who's
Paul
this?
forgot to copy and paste that
this
part
is
of
Cody?
it. Cody.
Yeah.
Okay, the answer is actually 10, but they're double layered DVDs, so it's more like...
I said 20.
It's more like 20, yeah.
Oof.
And it's just in Europe, I believe. And I'm assuming it's for the oldest people that are currently alive.
Yeah. Suku writes, so, I was listening to an old podcast and something interesting came up. It was an announcement for Devil May Cry movie, which is still in development according to IMDb. It's been over 10 years. Think this movie will ever come out? And as they shown, you can... Oh, wait, this is part of a second question, I think. Okay, so do you think this movie will ever come out?
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't either. As they've shown, you can make good video game movies. What would you do to make the best Devil May Cry movie?
I don't think you could do it in live action.
I kind of
have
agree.
it be interesting.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Even if you had like Marvel Studio budget,
it would
CG,
need heavy CG.
It would need
I
heavy
think, at that
CG
point.
for sure. That's the only way I could see it. It was like things would need to look really good because you're gonna have a whole bunch of demons on there.
Yeah. While we're on this topic, you can turn any video game IP into a movie. What do you pick? You're given a reasonable budget, but it has to attempt to make its money back, so nothing too niche.
Has to make its money back, so it's gonna have to be something pretty like adopted, but like the Division movie is probably going to make its money back.
Yeah, I'm trying to think even like smaller scale. Like, what's the 12 Angry Men of video games where there's just like literally a few dudes in one room deliberating the whole time, and it's all about the writing? Because that's how you do it, probably. Spend $100,000 and then like open it up to 10 theaters, and you probably made your money back.
kind of sounds like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
I bet Zelda's big enough that it would bring in enough people curious to see it that it would make its money back.
No matter
Yeah,
what you spend on
Sonic,
it.
Mario, and Zelda were basically the three I would have been like, yeah, those are guaranteed.
Sure. Papers, Please, the movie.
I could honestly see
God.
like a lot of Ubisoft shooters just being kind of generic enough action movies that it would work, like a Siege movie. I could just see that.
Yeah. Sure.
It's and it's basically just like a military movie about trying to like get a hostage out of a base, and you would be like, and the only real ties to the games, there would be some character names, and there'd probably be some like military gadgets that are from the game in there.
Yeah. Is this a second? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Blast from the past question from a person named Callum Bridges, who expressed his desires for you to keep podcasting for a long time. Of all the games you have played, what is your favorite of all time? As an addendum, you do address that your favorites may change frequently, but I want to see if you can figure out what you said back then.
And I copy and pasted this in the doc, so I saw my answer. I actually don't remember what the other answers were. But I'm happy to like check for you guys if you would like. Paul, I feel like you should pretend to be Nathan.
I mean, I probably would know as much as he doesn't have a great memory for stuff like this, so.
John, what's your favorite game of all time back whenever this question was asked?
More than likely, I either said one of three games. I either said Tetris, I either said Worms Armageddon, or I said Bomberman. I might have even said Ninja Gaiden. That might have snuck in
I
there,
would have
but
guessed
one
Ninja
of those
Gaiden.
four.
I guess John was closer. He said Worms Armageddon, the Worms series in general, or Bomberman. Speaking of which, this just reminded me. A new Worms game just came out, and you have like a skin in it. How did that happen?
I got asked. I got an email, and they're like, "Do you want to have a helmet in there?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. That'd be a dream."
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, one of the default helmets you get in Worms Rumble is the Wesker egg. So
yeah, a friend of mine messaged me, and he was like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'll ask."
Yeah, like, no, they just the community manager was just like, "Yo, we're looking for streamers to like get in here," and they asked me. I was just like, yeah, "Of course, I'd love to have that in there." That's it. That's the whole story.
I guessed Burnout Paradise, and they wrote Burnout Paradise here 4 times.
Oh.
Paul, what was Nathan's favorite game back whenever this question was asked?
I'm trying to
this
think.
Is probably when Deadly Premonition was out, right?
I'm trying to think. It's either Deadly Premonition, Work Time Fun, or Metal Gear Solid 3.
Okay. I actually don't know the answer. It is Day of the Tentacle, Super Mario World, Burnout Paradise, because Sean convinced him.
Wait, what? That sounds right.
You were very convincing back then. I can understand that.
Are you saying that's changed?
No, I'm just saying you were very
I think the game just speaks for
focused.
itself.
You were very focused on it back then.
I have one secular goal, and it is have you heard the good word of Burnout? I'm super curious what I said to him to bring him around on how Burnout Paradise is the best game of all time.
True. Yeah, I'd like to know as well.
All right, John, how about this one from Rinku?
Rinku writes in and says, when or if family or friends help you move, how do you repay them? I don't feel like we've answered this one recently.
We did.
Or maybe it was on, yeah. Pizza or
Me
helping.
and John did.
Offering to help us in.
Did you grab stuff from when you weren't here? I bet you did.
Maybe. If you guys should look...
the Suga one, we did the first. I remember the first question. I don't remember the second.
Okay, I thought I went far enough. Maybe I went too far back. So we can skip some of these.
Well, what's your answer, Sean? Because we answered it. How do you repay someone?
You order a pizza while you're doing the moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you take a pizza break. That's for sure.
Totally. This one we've answered.
Okay.
I don't know that we did this one.
This one I think was part of the same group. I don't believe this one was. So I'll read this one.
Right. Okay.
Phantom Aegis writes, which games do you think will get nominated for Game of the Year? That's this year.
What's even come out this year that's been super high profile?
And I want to say, like, I feel like you don't need to like speak for yourself necessarily, since we kind of
Right.
have a bit of a surprise element. You can if you want, but I think you should also just kind of think, what do you think the games industry is going to be hyping up a
Ratchet
lot
and Clank.
in the fall? That's the only
It's
one that came to
good.
mind.
It's good, but unless like nothing else big comes out, I don't see it hitting Game of the Year.
It'll be on.
I'm trying to think
list.
I bet it's going to be
100%.
on a lot of people's lists. Can you think of any
Probably
other
on my
games in the
list,
first
but
half?
it ain't gonna be Game of the Year.
Oh, sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have a whole bunch that I know. Like, for the people I follow, Resident Evil Village will be on there for sure. Far Cry
Village will probably
6
be there,
might
yeah.
be on some, but we'll see when it comes out. It Takes Two
Now
will
you're just-
100% be on there because I
That'll
can't
be on some people's lists.
I can't stop hearing people talk about it. I'm listening to some
That's
old
true.
podcasts. So that's all I can really think. Maybe Halo, if that turns out to be a thing,
If it comes out.
or it's
Um,
even good. I guess either one. Yeah.
Pretty sure this one is new.
VGC Kenny writes, I've heard that at least one of the reasons Microsoft bought Rare from Nintendo was they thought they were getting the Donkey Kong license out of the deal. So, where do you think we would be if this was true? If Microsoft also had Donkey Kong? I think we would have actually got a Donkey Kong game by now. A new one.
A new one?
And it would be
I
on
don't know,
Game
man.
Pass. Which
But
would
here's the
excite
thing:
me.
since they bought Rare, we got like 4 or 5 Donkey Kong games. There was like all the weird spin-off Wii ones. There were the Returns games.
I was actually going to say that we wouldn't get much Donkey Kong because we haven't gotten a lot of Crash.
You mean Banjo?
Sorry, not Crash. I mean Banjo. I mean, we also have
We
not
also
gotten
haven't got
a lot of Crash.
Yeah.
That's true. I meant Banjo. We have not gotten a lot of Banjo. I bet Donkey Kong would have still shown up in Smash though, because
Yeah.
Banjo made it over.
Oh, I'm waiting to see because I'm a bunch of questions getting deleted. I'm waiting to see which one I can read.
I think
That's
this is also new. Yeah, last one.
Okay. Last one from Lineback. What is your most or least favorite Jackbox game? Trivia Murder Party. Probably my most favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
I also really,
Okay.
yeah.
I
I
really
can't
like
remember what was in the new pack.
TKO.
It also seemed really good. TKO is
TKO
really
is
good.
very good. Is it cheating if I just say you don't know Jack from because it is in one of the Jackboxes?
I wanted to say that,
recently.
but I figured I said Murder Party instead because it's more different.
It is
It's different
different,
enough.
but the parts that's different are why I like Jack. You don't know Jack so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, you're right.
I do feel like that's kind of cheating. I think TKO is like the best one.
It's top tier, in my opinion.
It might be the fact that you can get them actually made as shirts is really what
That's extremely good.
sells it.
I do like the robot rapping one.
That one's
can
hit
be
or
very
miss for
funny.
me, but yeah, it can be very funny. You're right.
I think one of the worst ones is bracketeering. It's like distilling down a Jackbox game into like every game is bracketeering with something with a twist except bracketeering. And then there's also those ones that's like, oh, they actually made kind of like a real time like action somewhat game in here that no one talks about because they're so bad and I can't even remember the names.
Yeah, I'm trying to find like a list of games or something just to remind myself of all of them.
Quiplash, Patently Stupid. Those are two
Fibbage.
that are both
Fibbage
good.
is real good.
Fibbage is excellent.
Drawful.
Drawful's good. Almost all of the art ones have been good.
Yeah, the art ones are usually pretty good, sure. People are saying I don't like the monster dating one. I also don't like the monster
Yeah,
dating
I
one.
agree.
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I got like party pack fatigue. I don't know how else to describe it. I just stopped enjoying them after a while. I'm just like, okay, I need to stop playing these because we were just playing them so often. It got repetitive. And
Yeah,
then
I
I
definitely
skipped like
stopped.
the last 2.
Yeah, I'm in
Oh,
the same boat for sure.
Blather Round is actually probably my favorite. Now that I think about it,
Lather
I don't-
round.
That must be a recent one. I don't even know that
that's
one.
the one where somebody has to like pick a prompt and then they describe it using.
Oh yeah,
I
I've seen
really
that
like
one.
that.
They're all they're all words like in a pre-built list. You can't just write what you want. It's just like you think of like a famous character like Keanu Reeves, and then you have to describe like he was in movie.
Or like your line would be like the one or something. Like, yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then people can type whatever they want, and it'll be. Then you can choose prompts from them too to help out. Like, kind of, or think more The Matrix, or kind of like Jesus or something like that. Like, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
That one does sound pretty good.
The reason I like that one is because that's the one that, like, when I wanted to play a game with my parents, it was just instantly like, they got it. We can play this together. I didn't have to explain game shit.
Nice. Right on. Yeah, I would say like the one issue with like TKO is there's kind of a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
Which can be a
I
bummer.
mean, all the art ones kind of have that issue.
Issue. They can also be hard, and yours would not have that one. But anyone where you need to be a bit creative can be a little difficult if you're not with people that are kind of inherently funny or can like are kind of witty on the spot.
Like the patent one, like anyone that where you have to just talk and you are the thing that is being funny is really fucking hard depending on who
That
you're
can be
playing
super
with.
hard as well. Yeah, for sure. That's going to do it for questions this week. If you would like to send in a question to the show, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What's your game of the week?
Ratchet Clank?
Your Replicant, 4 endings, baby! Almost there.
You're almost free.
I'm almost free.
Mine's probably Knockout City or the little bit of Ratchet and Clank that I did play. Mine's the Xbox headphones.
Yep. Okay.
All right, some fun housekeeping coming up. Backbone has won the Patreon game for July, which is a game where you play a raccoon detective in Vancouver. So that'll be pretty exciting to play through. Bug Fables, our episode, is going to happen next week. Since next month is kind of like a 5-week-long month, so it just kind of made more sense to spread them out that way. So look for the Bug Fables episode next week. It's also a really long game, so we got to keep playing it. And most excitingly, we are putting together a new bonus episode that'll be part of the Patreon, similar to how we did that bonus one for the Game of the Year of 2009.
Yep.
9? Yeah, so like that. So patrons get excited for that, or if you're not a patron, you should subscribe. What we are going to do is it's going to be an all question episode. However, we are not asking for question submissions. We're going to find the oldest questions that have ever been sent into this podcast, and we're going to answer like 30 of them. As long as they're not inappropriate, no matter what the case, we're going to answer those questions. I'm talking, we're going to look back in old podcast notes. I loaded up the Facebook group today and looked back to those ones. I tried to get into the Hotmail account, and apparently it doesn't exist. So we don't have the oldest question. But we do have as far back as some from 2011, which is a year after the podcast started. We have a bunch of old ones in the Gmail because that was 2012. So we're going to pull a whole bunch of really old stuff. We're going to answer those questions for you. No date set yet, but get excited for that. That'll be coming probably in the next month or so. So stay tuned for that. Again, that'll be a Patreon bonus episode. So if you're not a patron and that sounds exciting, look out for that and maybe subscribe. But other than that, we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.